Hi everybody. Today I'm working on my newest acrylic on canvas painting. It's based on photos that I took at Bayard Cutting Arboretum on Long Island of an old wooden footbridge, and I'm painting it with an airbrush. I've been painting with airbrushes since the 1970s, and over the years I stuck to using a few of my favorite brands. Recently, I was invited by Gaahleri Airbrush Company to try out their Swallowtail SD airbrush. And I'm excited to put it to the test because this airbrush has some innovative features that I think are going to work well with my painting style. So let's check it out. The Swallowtail airbrush comes in a nicely designed box with a good description of what's inside. A magnetic lid on the box. The inside box cover provides a nice mechanical layout of the airbrush's anatomy. This can be very helpful, especially if you need to disassemble your airbrush for maintenance. The box includes a straightforward, quick start guide. The airbrush and its component parts are securely housed in a box with shock-absorbing foam, custom shaped to hold the airbrush and its parts safely. A 2/3 of an ounce color cup. This is an interesting feature. The color cup unscrews at the bottom, so you can get a very thorough cleaning. A 1-ounce glass bottle with a metal cap. Good for large volumes of paint. A 0.5 millimeter fan cap. See if we get a closer view of this. I'm very interested in trying this out. In fact, I'd like to try this out on the painting that I'm working on right now. Put that back in there for safekeeping. Alongside the fan cap is the 0.5 millimeter nozzle cap. The 0.5 millimeter setup suits my painting technique better as it provides a heavier flow compared to the 0.28 millimeter setup. It's nice that Gaahleri Airbrush supplies you with 2 interchangeable sizes in one package. Since the nozzle is very small, it is securely enclosed and cushioned in a small plastic container. And the airbrush arrives pre-configured with the 0.28 millimeter setup. Its ergonomic design makes it feel very comfortable to hold. And I'm about to find out how comfortable because I'm planning on painting with this for the rest of the day. The airbrush came with a soft protective cap that easily slides off and on to the airbrush's head assembly. And it has a quick release, which is excellent. It's interchangeable with my setups, so I can plug it in and start painting if I feel like. This little black nut at the back of the airbrush is called the preset fluid control knob. The airbrush, when you receive it in the box, new, comes with this control knob fully backed out, giving you full range of trigger motion. But if you want to set a limit to how far the trigger pulls back, keeping your lines at a consistent maximum thickness, you just turn that little nut clockwise to restrict trigger movement. See? Now I could hardly move the trigger. If I turn it counterclockwise back to its original position, I have full range of the trigger. I prefer to keep the adjustment fully backed out, so I have full range motion of my trigger. This allows me to control my lines more precisely from very light to heavy, depending on the pressure I apply to the trigger. This little thing here, it's called a blanking cover. And what it's used for is to seal off an opened port. The airbrush is designed to be used either on your right hand or your left hand. When right-handed people use the airbrush, I'm right-handed, the color cup gets plugged into the right side of the airbrush. This way, when you're painting, you're not blocking your field of vision. If it was on my left side, I'd be blocking my field of vision. I wouldn't be able to see what I was painting. This happens to be an airbrush painting I did of a Phalaenopsis orchid plant. So if you're left-handed, you reverse that. And that's neat. Some airbrushes, they don't have that option where you can switch sides to make it either appropriate for right hand or left hand. So now, this doesn't work for me. I can't see what I'm doing. But if you're left-handed, it's beautiful. Clear field of vision. Here's the needle, the 0.5 airbrush needle. In addition to these airbrush parts, you get some additional O-rings for sealing the nozzle cap and the nozzle to the airbrush body. And that's about it. Next thing I like to do is give the airbrush a test. For the test, I'll be using golden high-flow acrylics. And I always shake the bottle up vigorously when I use it directly out of the bottle, because this paint tends to settle and you want to make sure it's thoroughly mixed before. Put it into your airbrush color cup. I'm trying this airbrush out without thinning the paint, with additional airbrush medium. Whenever I add new paint to my airbrush color cup, I always test the quality of spray first on a scrap piece of paper before I start painting on my actual painting. I'll begin the test by painting a basic line. The spray quality is impressive. The airbrush is delivering a smooth, consistent line without any sputtering, plus it responds instantly when I squeeze the trigger, making it effortless to adjust the spray density while painting. And I can easily control the line from in focus to out of focus by gently releasing the trigger forward and also pulling back slightly with my hand. Okay, let's do some curly cues. The airbrush feels great. I'm getting a crisp line and I could smoothly fade the line in and out by adjusting the trigger pressure. Now I'm painting a few simple lava lamp-like forms, and I'll add a little bit of shading, then weave them together with a thin line. I'd like to take off the air cap to see if I can get a tighter line. Clean off any accumulated dry paint. Acrylics dry upon contact with air, so you're spraying the acrylic, you're likely to get a buildup on the needle tip. The paint flow is smooth and even, making it easy to control. And the spray is clean with no unexpected splattering or clogging. In this quick test, it's handling both the fine lines and the broader sprays effortlessly. After that quick test, I feel really comfortable with this airbrush. I have no doubt that I can continue to work on this painting and complete it using the Swallowtail airbrush. The acrylic paint that you see me applying now is significantly heavier than what I did in the original test, and the spray is still smooth with no sputtering. So it's been a couple of weeks since I recorded the video that you just watched of me performing some basic tests with the Gaahleri Swallowtail SD airbrush. And I was so impressed with the quality of spray that I got out of this airbrush while doing a test that I decided to continue to use it to work on my current work in progress, which is acrylic on canvas. So what's my opinion after using this airbrush as my primary painting tool, putting in many long hours for the past few weeks? This airbrush is absolutely wonderful to paint with, and I'll continue to finish up this painting using Gaahleri Swallowtail airbrush. For more information about the Swallowtail SD airbrush, please see the description below. And I hope my video was helpful. Thanks for watching.